Chapter 7. Wrong Button. Elise stepped out of the car slowly, her heel catching the last flicker of sunlight like an omen. The Range Rover door shut behind her with a confidence she didn't feel, but tonight wasn't about honesty. Tonight was about heat. Malik stood at her doorstep, holding the wine and roses like an old-school gentleman with modern intentions. He smiled when he saw her approach, but his smile faltered when she kept walking. Didn't say a word, just reached for his face with one hand and kissed him, deeply. Her lips tasted like red wine and mystery. He gasped softly against her mouth. "Elise," he said when she pulled back. "Shh," she whispered, her finger touching the curve of his mouth. "Don't ruin it by talking." Malik obeyed. He watched her with something between reverence and craving. She took the bag from his hand, unlocked the door, and led him inside. No lights, just the blue dusk pooling through the windows. Her heels clicked against the hardwood as she walked to the living room, set the wine on the table, and turned slowly. "You okay with being filmed?" she asked, like she was asking if he wanted water. His eyebrows raised. "Filmed?" "Just for me," she said. "Just for now." Malik paused, pulse climbing. "You sure?" She nodded and walked to the hallway closet, pulled out a small phone stand, and set it up on the table with precise ease, like she'd done this before. She didn't explain herself. He didn't ask. She positioned the iPhone, checked the angle, and retrieved the small Bluetooth remote. She tossed her wrap across the back of a chair and let her hair fall over one shoulder. Her body moved like rhythm itself. Malik sat on the edge of the couch, trying to stay composed. "This is really happening?" he asked, half breathless. "I'm right here," she said, clicking the button. Except she didn't start a recording. The phone lit up. She had unknowingly answered a FaceTime call. She didn't see it. Not yet. The call was silent. The screen dimmed after a few seconds but stayed active. Her hands moved to Malik's chest. His jacket slid to the floor. Their mouths met again, hungrier this time. He gripped her hips, grounding himself in the heat of her presence. And just as she moved to straddle him, the screen, still facing the room, recorded. Amara's face was there, subtle confusion, a furrowed brow. She hadn't spoken, but she hadn't hung up either, and as Elise gasped, head thrown back, lips parted, something in her shifted. She caught it, out of the corner of her eye, the screen, the face. Amara, watching, and not just watching, responding. Her lips parted slightly, then curled inward. She bit her bottom lip slowly, just once, just enough. A flash of heat climbed Elise's spine. Time bent. She didn't retreat. She didn't freeze. She leaned in, into Malik, into herself, into the fire of the moment. Her hands gripped his shoulders, but her eyes locked with Amara's on the screen. The moan that escaped her lips didn't belong to Malik. It belonged to the woman behind the screen. Suddenly it was clear. It wasn't about the women. She liked to be watched. Amara's gaze held steady. Then, slowly, she reached forward and ended the call, but not before a small, satisfied smile teased at the corner of her mouth. The screen dimmed, gone. But Elise wasn't. She rode Malik with a rhythm neither of them recognized. And in that molten moment, Elise realized something terrifying and true. She liked to be watched. No, she needed to be. And this time it wasn't shame she felt, it was release. The morning after Elise woke to the rustle of silence. The sun was pushing gently through the sheer curtains of her bedroom, painting soft gold over tangled sheets. The scent of Malik still lingered, woodsy cologne, skin, and sweat. His jacket was folded over the back of the chair. A wine glass, still half full, sat on her dresser like a witness. She reached across the bed. Empty. No note, no sound. Just a stillness that made her feel more exposed than her body. Her thighs ached in a way that reminded her of pleasure. But her chest was heavier. It was good. The sex. Better than she expected. Malik had surprised her. Passionate, present, giving. But even in the rhythm of his body, she'd been elsewhere. Amara. Elise sat up slowly, her hair spilling like ink over her shoulders. She reached for her phone on the nightstand. Notifications glowed, calendar reminders, unread emails, a missed FaceTime from earlier that night. Then she saw it. Screen recording saved. FaceTime 10:23 p.m. Her thumb hovered over the alert. 1,000 thoughts spiraled through her. Did Amara know? Did she know? Who pressed record? She tapped it. The video opened. There she was, moaning, moving, riding Malik like she had something to prove. And there, in the top corner of the screen, was Amara's face, unmoving, unshaken. Then that moment, the lip bite, slow, certain. The screen flickered. The call ended. Elise's breath caught in her throat. She couldn't tell if it was horror or desire that made her knees clench together. She hit pause, closed the video, set the phone down like it was on fire. Her hands trembled. Her body was still warm. Her head was full of fog and flashing images she couldn't shake. Then her phone buzzed again. Amara. Hi, Elise. I'll be out of town this week for vacation. I'm happy to refer you to a colleague if something pressing comes up. Let me know. Warmly, Amara. Vacation. Was it a boundary? Or was it goodbye? Elise stared at the screen as if the words might rearrange into something more comforting. But they didn't. She typed. Would it be possible to see you before you leave? She didn't add more. She didn't dare. She hit send and tossed the phone onto the bed like it could answer back. She pulled on Malik's discarded shirt, tying it at her waist like armor. She moved toward the kitchen, opened the fridge, and then closed it without taking anything out. The buzz came again. Her pulse quickened, but it wasn't Amara. Malik. Good morning. Last night. Was that real for you? Or something else? Elise didn't reply. She walked back into the bedroom, sat on the edge of the bed, picked up her phone, and opened the video again. She turned the volume low this time. She watched the way she moved, watched the way Amara watched her. There was a power in it that both terrified and thrilled her. And as the screen dimmed again, Elise whispered aloud what she wasn't ready to tell anyone. It felt more real with her watching. You've just completed episode 7 of The Bishop's Daughter by Lee Franklin. Thanks for listening.